How did I let that happen? How did I not notice that? Welcome back to the channel. This is how I create a rock track in the style of Evanescence. Let's get straight into it. Let's have a quick listen through the track and get an idea of what it sounds like. Hear those synths in the background and the guitars, the loud guitars, thick solid drums, nice melody coming in, very beautiful actually, even if I do say so myself. Okay, we've got a breakdown coming in here, a transition I mean. Got a bit of lead guitar, the main melody of the track, the chorus if you like. Harmonised guitars. Back into the chorus, the verse. Pre-verse. Okay, right, let's dissect this. Okay, so it starts off with obviously a very clean guitar. Should we have a quick look at that? Let's have a quick look at the clean guitar. So we've got here, I've got ribbon left, ribbon right, and let's bring back some info over here so we can see. As normal, it is Architect Nolly that I am using. We've got this compressor going on here, but it is, well, a pristine, clean preset. So it's a preset that I've stuck on here. Probably haven't really made any changes to it. I might have tweaked a little bit here and there, but pretty much that's just a preset. And it sounds amazing. Let's listen to that on its own. Pretty nice. But the other track here, let's close that one down here. Let's see what this one is. Got a feeling this is a different clean. So we've got two different cleans going on here. Just to break it up, one side sounds different to the other side. It's good to have. We've got two guitars panned left and right. It's good to have a different sound in each one to add some variety to it. This is not a lot in it. Very similar. So one of them's got a lot more delay in it, a lot more echo, and it's got a slightly more high end. The other one's got a little less, a little more of sort of mids in it, but both together combines pretty well, I think. Sounds very nice. So that's all we've got there, and it jumps into the track. So the other guitars are, you know, as usual, just, let's solo these out. Almost a default sound there with Archetype Nolly. I have just asked, like you see here, on the 8 hertz, I've erased that a tiny little bit, and that's all I needed to do. Tiny little tweak there. Maybe here as well on the 2 hertz. But you can see I've not really had to mess around, adjust too much with those guitars, and it just sounds incredible. What guitar did I use for this? Can't remember now. Possibly it's M800 with the EMGs, Kirk Hammett. Oh, there you are. Kirk Hammett EMGs. I can't remember which ones they are now. Otherwise, I use this EMGs again, and they're the James Hetfield ones. You can see which band I'm influenced by. It wasn't any of the other guitars. I could tell by the sound. So EMGs, EMG pickups, you know, and the archetype nollie, they make a great sound. You can't argue with that sound. I'm sorry. That is sweet. But you can hear something else going on. What's that other noise? Apart from the drums, I would go through the drums, but every single time I do a breakdown of these tracks, I always tell you how I do the drums. Just use it on Logic. Go back and have a look at some of those other videos and see. I go through the drums. Usually I go through that first. Sorry. I saw something down there. Yeah, usually I go through the drums first. I'm not going to do that because, you know, I do it every time. I say the same things over and over again. You go back and have a look at that if you want. If you want me to go more in detail into the drums, on the other hand, please let me know and I can do a whole video on how I put the drums together. I'd quite like to do that. But if there's no interest, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to carry on doing this. So let's listen to these down here. I'm going to put these pianos and strings or whatever it is. Yeah, I think they're all strings. Let's have a listen to these. Oh, stop, stop, stop. Push the wrong button there. I want to have these soloed out. Let's listen. It's very synthy. I didn't even realise it sounded quite as... Wow. Let's take that one out. That top one's very synthy. These. So this top one is a Logic preset. These other, they all say classic piano, but that's just because, oh, strings, what's that? So these two here are Labs, which is a free plugin from Labs, Spitfire. You can go and download them. Overload. So if I take these out, let's just listen to this one quickly. Stop overloading. Which I believe is just an octave up of this one here, which is the same. An octave. So I want to know what this is here. Let's get rid of these and bring this one in. That is just Logic as well, a Logic string. All that's free. So that last one's quite nice, isn't it? So if we bring it all back in, listen to this last bit. Oh, system overload. I keep having this system overload problem. It's rather annoying. I may have to restart the computer if that keeps happening, which I don't want to do. So let's have a listen to these guitars here, the main riff. These are both using exactly the same setting, apart from the main, I call them both here main 2, I should have renamed them, but this one here is the main riff, and you can see that it's slightly panned to the right, and then this one is slightly more over to the left, so it's got more, so the main one's more focal, and then the harmonised guitar sits slightly onto one side, more to one side. How How did I come up with this riff, you may ask? Well, that is by just jamming. If I just mute these and just come onto the chorus itself. So what happened here was, it really started off as, you know, I was asked by someone to create an Evanescence style track, so I thought, right, I'm just going to go straight to one of their biggest, most popular songs and just take a massive chunk of influence and inspiration from there. And I think you know what that one is. That's the main bit. And it's like, how do we build up to the next bit? So, well, copy the Evanescence song. How do they build up to the next thing? Not, when I say copy, I'm not using the same chords or anything like that, it's just the same feel, almost identical sort of feel, like structure, I guess. So, just to make it easy. And they just go ramming into power chords. So I've come up with some power chords that I thought fitted really well and I like the sound of, the structure of. And then I jammed over the top of that for a little while, not too long, just a little bit of a jam in, and then once you sort of hear, you can hear something you like, you sort of mould that riff until it fits. Once you've got that riff, which is this one here, once you've done that, let's experiment with some harmonising. So a third up or a third down. This time I've gone a third up. And I haven't actually harmonised the whole lot, only taken parts of it, so. Just start the riff, then harmonise the middle. You don't even have to do that, you can harmonise the whole track, depends on the riff. Not the whole track, the riff. So you can harmonise whatever part of the riff, whatever makes you want it to stand out and grab attention and just give a little bit more oomph. And that sort of works for this riff to harmonise halfway through it. So it's just building, it's like a building process really, and just as long as you've got that initial piece of inspiration, you can build from there. I like that bit. I'm going to have to wrap this up actually, I don't want to go on too much, but what I'm going to do here is, I like this bit of ride here, so I wasn't really sure what to do with this breakdown before we come back in. And this is quite an interesting verse actually, because you can see this chunk here is the chorus, and then this chunk here is the chorus. So that means that this chunk here is the verse. So we've got two parts, you know, two bars here, so we should have, you know, one bar, and then you would think you'd just then have another bar, but we've actually got, well, two bars. We've actually got like 4 bars here altogether. So the first, what this is a little pre-verse, and then another sort of pre-verse, and then the actual verse sort of like kicks back in again here. What I mean by that is, so we come into here, just the guitars and the bass on their own. Hear a building, got a riff coming in with it, just building. And I thought, I don't want to carry on that, just like a... And then we go back into the actual verse again. Now that verse is coming in with the original guitar, which starts off over here, which you hear again here. But in the verse here, I've made it, in this second verse, I've made it with distortion. Heavy it up a bit more, because, you know, we're building it, we're getting stronger. But what I want to show you here is this first section here. It's kind of like broken quite down. We've actually taken all the crashes out, and the ride, I wasn't sure about this when I first started, but I wanted to do something sort of a bit snazzy with the ride itself. to me that sounds pretty sweet. And you don't, it's like a little bit of ear candy, that ear candy that you can get in transitions that, you know, takes the listener's ear somewhere else, and you think, oh, that was nice. Little bits like that here and there are what we like. I'll talk more about ear candy in other videos, but so if I just solo that and let's listen to this on its own. Just, that's all. That's the only time of the song that it actually appears. You know what? I've actually can hear something that this has been accepted onto. I've only just noticed this. How did I let that happen? How did I not notice that? I can hear that rumbling. Imperfections that just get. I wonder how many times you get that in fully produced albums. I only just noticed that. What I should have done, obviously, was cut that. Let's bring this down. Right about here. You should have taken a chunk off there, like this. Anyway, it's through now, and it's here and there and all over the place. So, but this here, I would call this ear candy as well. It's a whole bar of ear candy, but it is still something slightly different. So we've gone from this half bar, this bar, to this one. And back to the old riff. Now, this riff sounds similar to the one you just heard, but it's not. It's a different riff. A nice down here I've got a nice sample. Went blank there for a second. So bring us back in. I didn't play around too long looking for, wanting a riser. That seemed to work, and it works quite nicely. Another slow riser here, one I created myself. Okay, so then we bring in nicely, coming towards the end of the track here. Lead guitar. Now this lead guitar here is overdrive 1, overdrive 2, compressor, lots of overdrive on there to get that cracky sound. I don't have that in all the others because it's too much. If you put it in your rhythm it gets too much. But on your lead, I don't have it in all my leads, only when I want to get that nice crunchy sound at the start, the crunch, you know. Is that all right? Let's listen. You hear that? Did I do it? Sound like I was... It sounded a bit gross when I just did it. Make sure you get nice overdrive, lots of overdrive there. And we have it harmonised. All together. It's awesome. And then we got the chorus repeats itself. And then let's get on to the end of the track here. How does it end? Quite simple, to be honest. So the drums, we have a little bit of a different ending here. So we've got the, just the kick and a crash at the end there. I would have thought I'd taken that out. I should have taken that out. These things that you miss when you come back to analyse it, you do find a few things. The snare and the kick here are that's not the kick. That says kick there. It's not the kick. They're toms. I don't know why that's called kick. I should have changed that to toms. My apologies. They're toms. So we just got a repeat of those, which I just copied them. I didn't actually play that again. I copied it from wherever, the start. This riff here. Where is it? This riff here. And I've got them on their own here. Oh yes, that is. Yeah, so that's on the end there. So it's the start riff. Just whacked it on the end there. Okay, that's what I want to show you. I hope I haven't gone on too long with that. And that makes sense. Any questions? Any questions? Stick me a message or put it in the comments or whatever you want. Don't forget to subscribe to the Riff, my newsletter, because I put lots of tips in there of things that I do, things that how I create, things that I've been listening to that week. Could be a podcast, could be music, but ideas, something that I might be doing some of my projects here, and I might learn something new myself, and I think, well, I'm going to stick that down on the newsletter so other people can see it, and other tricks that I've been using for years that work for me, I'm going to put it in there that I think you would be able to use in yours as well. Little helpful tips. Let's get the community and build it up. Anyway, thanks for watching. You got this.